Two new diesels surveyed the yard.
It's time that we take this railway over. Shush! It's their railway after all. Not for long, persisted the diesel. Driver says steam engines spoil our image.
Of course we do, Snapduck. We show what frauds you are. If anything happens to you, you don't care about your train. You just whine for your fitter.
Nothing ever happens to us. We are reliable.
Vulgar noises greeted this.
How rude. You asked for it. Now be quiet.
The next day, Henry was rolling home, tender first. I'm a failed engine, he wailed. He didn't feel very well at all. Never you mind, Henry, soothed his driver. We can fix you when we get home. Henry stopped at his signal box and whistled for the signalman. On the other line stood the rude diesel with a train of oil tankers. Oh, worse and worse, thought Henry. No old Reliable will laugh at me. For pity's sake, get this spam can out of here, the signalman frowned. He's failed. The express is behind, and all he can do is wail for his fitter. Spam can? The diesel fumed. Stow it, before I take my tin opener to you. Now then. The express rushed by with a growl and a roar. The diesel didn't notice Spankin. He was having troubles of his own. The coach's air brakes had failed and were leaking on. He managed to reach the bend before crawling to a standstill, growling furiously and unable to turn a wheel. Well, 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 would you look at that, old boy? And I thought they'd be laughing at me, chortled Henry. Now the joke's on them. Moving two broken down diesels and their trains, said his driver thoughtfully. That's no joke for a failed engine. Do you think he can do it? Well, I'll have a jolly good try. Get moving, you! Henry puffed the sulky diesel into motion and started the rescue. He gently buffered up to the express. Are you ready? Tooted the diesel. Beep, beep, beep. Yes, I am, whistled Henry. So, with the diesel growling in front and Henry puffing hard in the middle, the long cavalcade set out for the big station. Edward and Donald were waiting. They cheered as Henry puffed in. The passengers buzzed out like bees and said thanks to Henry. They called him an enterprising engine. They were thrilled, too, when Edward backed down on their train. Donald took the goods. And when you get to the other railway, leave this spam can there.
Quite embarrassing, I have to say.
Henry and the diesel went away together. I'm sorry about yesterday. Oh, that's all right. You did get Spam Can to keep quiet. And, said the diesel woefully, made a fool of myself today, too. Rubbish. Just failed brakes could happen to any engine. I failed, too. You failed? And yet... Ah, well, said Henry. Emergency, you know. Trains must get through. The diesel said no more. He had a lot to think about.